When you hear the word auditor, what comes to mind? Seriously, if you're picturing someone buried under a mountain of paperwork, hey, you're not alone. But today, we're going to smash that stereotype to pieces and uncover the surprisingly dynamic career hiding behind some of the biggest myths out there.
Okay, let's be real for a second. The word auditor doesn't exactly scream adventure, does it? It usually makes you think of some rigid, maybe even intimidating person surrounded by stacks of paper. But what if that whole picture is just wrong? Let's find out. So this is what it really boils down to, isn't it? Is an auditor just some kind of engineer who follows the rules and ticks boxes all day long? Someone who just follows the script? I mean, that's the perception we're up against, and it's time to see if there's any truth to it.
And that whole idea of a rigid rule follower, well, it leads us straight into our first massive myth, the one that stops so many talented people from even considering this path. It's all about who is supposedly qualified to be an auditor in the first place.
And here it is, the big one. Only engineers can become auditors. You can almost hear people thinking this, right? It kind of sounds logical that you'd need some super technical degree. But is it actually true?
Nope, not even close. That idea is a complete and total myth. Let's just set the record straight on that right here, right now.
See, this is what really matters. Auditing isn't about your degree. It is all about your mindset. The real skills you need are logical thinking, a deep sense of curiosity, and a genuine drive to make things better. In fact, some of the very best auditors come from all over the place, from business, from HR, even from the arts.
Okay, so if it's not just a job for engineers, then what does an auditor actually do? Well, this brings us to our next big myth, the idea that the job itself is just one long, boring checklist.
This is the classic stereotype, isn't it? This picture of a monotonous job just going down a list, ticking yes or no with zero creativity or real thought involved.
And once again, that idea is just flat out wrong. The reality is so much more dynamic and, honestly, way more insightful.
Here's the key difference, and it's a huge one. It's not about inspection, it's about insight. A great auditor looks way past the checklist. They analyze entire systems, they hunt for risks, and they spot opportunities for improvement. They're there to help an organization get stronger, not just to say, hey, you did this wrong. All right, on to our third and final myth. This one's about the barrier to entry. That feeling that this career is locked behind a door that only opens after, like, decades of experience. So many people believe this. They think, sure, it sounds interesting, but I'd probably need 10 years of experience in the field just to get my foot in the door. And honestly, that's a really discouraging thought that stops people before they even start. And for the third and final time, this is absolutely not true. This idea that you're locked out without a decade of experience is what holds so much amazing talent back from this field.
The reality is actually really empowering. You can start your audit journey right now, today. You don't have to put your ambition on hold for a decade. The path is way more accessible than you've been led to believe.
So how do you actually do it? How do you develop that auditor mindset and get going? Well, it's a pretty clear three-step path. First, you learn the essential skills. Then you get certified to prove you know your stuff. And then you start your career. The great thing is there are globally recognized programs out there designed to take you through this exact journey, step by step.
So now that we've torn down the biggest myths, let's pull it all together. Let's redefine what it truly means to be an auditor in today's world. Because really, it's all about a certain way of thinking.
Okay, let's do a super quick recap of what we've established. Number 1, you do not need to be an engineer. Number 2, your job is about so much more than checking boxes. And number 3, you absolutely do not have to wait years and years to get started.
This is the new definition we should all be working with. An auditor is a thinker, a problem solver, and, yes, a leader. It's an active, influential role that's focused on creating real, positive change and helping organizations become the best they can be. So we're going to end right where we started, with a question for you. We've seen that the heart of auditing isn't engineering or checklists. It's about critical thinking and solving problems. So if that's who you are, well, maybe the real question is this. Isn't it time you considered a career in auditing?